or put some coffee in a cup. I just felt like, well, it is making. Yeah. So. I don't know, I just felt like having a bit of company if I could have it. And like doing a live stream. Although it's been nice because we actually, even though we haven't posted much, I feel like we did do one though, and maybe that was, well, we did do one this morning, but I feel like we did another one in the past 2 days, but maybe it was just that one, which was just a short one this morning about some grocery related things. But even though we've both been here, not that it's required, we haven't really been posting much, and I don't think that you guys can be able to watch a few days anyway, it sounds like, but it's always kind of curious to see who might pop in and what, what they might say. I've got to admit my focus is well, I'll just wait. I may have put a bit too much milk in it though, so. And we have an old coffee maker, so it still might have to go. Oh, not bad. I guess it still might have to go in the maker. It does look cool with the lighting here, I must admit that, but it's probably going to be a bit distracting. And I wouldn't mind sitting down and relaxing a bit too. I'm going to quickly heat this up. I'm going to open the microwave door with the cup in my hand. In the same hand. It's probably not a good idea. I should have said music with music in the end, but I don't know if there's going to be, so we'll see. Okay, welcome. So, just kind of getting things started here, about 2 minutes in, and I'm curious if anyone's watching, what the title makes you think, and you can cover each of them. You can cover the one you'd most prefer. I think in a way we'd probably all like to talk about pleasures or things that we enjoy. I didn't quite know the wording to put. I'm just finishing making a cup of coffee to go sit down with. I didn't quite know what wording to put, and the viewer they're like, I don't like coffee, and you're way too hyper. And having caffeine, you're definitely too hyper. No, kidding. But yeah, it's kind of like, yeah. And if I'm off and running on a ramble, then I am when somebody comes in. If I'm not, then I'm not. I know I should use the handle, shouldn't I? Handle smandle. Man, how much sugar does this thing take? It just seems like it's maybe a little bit stronger than usual. And it is hot. To the touch, not necessarily to the taste. It's weird. But I don't want to go burning my mouth or anything, so. Instead, I'd rather put a 2-bite vanilla chocolate brownie in it. Very rich, yummy. Much like my. Okay. Okay. Sure, that works. Why, hello, Sonny. Oh, well, hello, you. Hello. Oh, hello. I have a question for you.
He's actually doing rather well, but I'm afraid that Sonny's stuck on the question.
You got out of here really quick. I thought you saw a while ago. That's okay. No, that's just up ready.
Well, we're going to give Sonny his walk.
You alright?
Duh.
You know the trick to putting that thingy on, eh?
Yeah, I think
The
so.
Ritz?
And so do you.
Getting yourself some crackers. And some shellacker.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Shall I show off our dog? Will they get us views? La 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 la.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
This is how you put on a sporn harness.
Yeah, here it is.
This actually is a pretty good camera, but only with the Wi-Fi. Yeah, it's wonky dog. Get a tablet, it's kind of funky to use. I need new keys.
Well, the cameras on the cell phone and the tablet have an advantage that they can seemingly have everything in focus at once.
Well, the camera and the
It's supposed to
Apple
be-
cell phone are pretty good. So I'm just, we just got a new harness for our dog, so I'm just showing that off, and then
Head through the
we'll talk about
center.
topics, and then since he's down, we'll probably do some music. I should have previewed the thing, but if I don't like it, I'll change it. Can't remember if I had a
Through this.
plan B. Yeah, radio.
And then
No, you're already doing it wrong. Oh, right, no, right. You put them like that, but then you start to put the legs in.
no,
That's
the legs
right.
are in.
And then you pull the
stand
top.
like this,
It's kind of a neat feature.
switch that up. And voila! Pulling it.
Make sure that it's under both arms, legs, whatever you call those.
It is.
Are the front ones arms or legs, eh?
And they're padded too, so that's presumably fairly comfortable.
Okay. I'll see you in a little bit. So, I need a pulling thread. I'm just going to come up. Fear's like, oh, I don't like the kitchen. I'm hungry. I do like the kitchen. Oh, what's
Already kind of doity. Of course, part of that's because I come in with my shoes from outside and undoubtedly bring them some dirt.
I have cars. Anyway, so, sorry. As soon as maybe that's why I disappeared from him, because I pressed something, but the screen went out, and as soon as I came back, there was somebody there for like 5 seconds. And then the guy came back. Humbug Scout, right? Just kidding. That's what I like to say. But sometimes about myself too, but sometimes not. Sometimes about you. Mm-mm. Just kidding. What is behind me? I don't know, but I'm going to put it all behind me. Oh, it's a phone. Hello, phone. Wow, it's at 67%. That is something I wanted to kind of squawk about and talk about and talk about. Because that's, if I was to say what the title means to me, I have more than this particular hat. Well, I'm not sure what I think of it. It's got a really big brim. Perfect for the summer. Or, for sunny weather. It's always sunny weather because that's our dog's name. If I was to say what the title means to me, and I'm curious what it makes you think of, as much as you're comfortable sharing, mentioning, I would say that it is... trying to remember what it was. Pleasure. Well, that could be so many things. I need ideas. I need suggestions for that. I'm thinking of some groups that I am in online, and I'm thinking of how either the desire to help or pretty pictures. I mean, it depends on definition of kosher and definition of okay or not. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think there are many, many worse things and such. There are worse things I could do. But I'd rather wait till we have somebody here. And we just got somebody, so welcome. We just started this fairly recently. There probably will be some music in the end, because when Glenn gets back from the dog walk, he's planning to play piano, and I'm planning to cook, so... if that's what you call making pasta. That's what I call it. Well, that's one thing I don't miss about going license. It's been a few days is when somebody just comes for a few seconds. Like, how is that worth it? 30 of us, right? But, yeah, that's actually probably a good show. So, but either came back, somebody else is here. So, yeah, as far as the title, I would say that it's kind of like, so, one thing that, and when I said that I was looking for suggestions for things that are pleasurable, I was only kind of joking. I kind of am looking for. But at the same time, yeah, like I say, so whether it's the group potentially could have opportunities, but only if you drive, only if you fit the right demographic to be in the movie. Only if it's not fake, the person that's posting it. Um, and that makes me think of something in particular, especially at the moment. But it's kind of like, yeah, sorry, my shorts are a bit short. I don't notice them until I'm on camera. Well, I do, but I don't. I notice them more on camera. But anyway, basically, and I really should be previewing the thing, but again, first time not like it. Hopefully, we'll have a good plan B. I'm actually gonna look on here while I'm talking for entertainment while we're having dinner. And you know it's not difficult, probably. But yeah, basically, we could cluster the one topic of the pleasures, which is very normal and human. I understand, and I feel mixed. I really don't know what to feel. As far as like the topic of lust, um, you know, but also, I like there are some groups of like modeling or whatever that I'm in, and actually I have an event coming up where I'm actually going to actually be around people modeling on Saturday, and it's kind of like there's one thing that makes me a little bit uncertain how it's going to go once we arrive there, but then once we're in, I don't know if our ticket fee, which has actually been reduced a little bit, as we can see here, is going to be is going to cover food. We're just picky. I mean, fishing for. Hi Becca, how are you? Smiling, Catherine. Why do you ask what phone I have? And I actually know of a couple Beccas locally, although I can kind of see your picture. You don't look like one, but you could look like one of the other ones, perhaps. However, and she could change her hair color, but I do remember it being dark. So I'm kind of curious about that. And why are you asking about my phone? And then leaving? It looks like. That's bizarre. An old one. There's your answer. An old one. But you know what? It mostly works. So as far as what I've already said, aside from asking you that question, what are your thoughts? So yeah, I've been just trying to stay away from certain groups as much as I'm kind of curious and seeing that they're getting new posts and thinking that maybe they're not that bad. It's all how you define it, and I know that I've had some struggles in life, and sometimes I connect it to things that may or may not be associated. I mean, as far as my loved ones that have passed away, they don't wish anything ill towards me or whatever, and God's busy. Maybe they're in a bit closer connection with him, but and it's not like illegal or bad stuff. So, but I have wondered if there was a connection. So it's been hard staying away from those ones. Not that I've not had other ones I could look at, but and in fact, so many that it's a bit overwhelming. I mean, there's spammers, both. I guess they aren't quite the same thing. There's just some fake people sometimes, and they're quite large groups. But here I am on YouTube, so. So Becca, where are you from? As if the other person that's watching would like to also say, feel free. And why are you asking that about the phone? And anything else I've said, I'm curious your thoughts. As well as the title. Sorry, that's a lot of stuff. I'll give you both a moment to work on some comments. Because I'm not sure, I have to think about what I want to say next. Sometimes I just start saying it, but let me think about it for a few minutes here. Because I don't know if either of our two viewers would struggle to listen and write at the same time, especially since there's kind of a few things I just kind of spoke about. But yeah, I just was trying to remind myself of the title too. So it was pleasure, pain, which I don't know if any of us really want to talk about that right now, and I'm not really sure. In the sense of like struggle is what I meant as we get a third viewer. In the sense of being dealt some hard cards in life. And I know that some people in various ways have had harder things to deal with in their life. And it's really no contest either. But no, I'm a verbal out loud type. Unless I can't be, I'm in a certain place where I have to be quiet, and I mean, or I'm listening to something else, yeah, it's a bit of a struggle. But yeah, so basically, but again, it's no contest. I mean, we've all gone through struggles and stuff, but I mean, I don't know. It's how do you get past them? How do you get through them? And it might depend on the struggle too, but he's went from 3 to 1. I'm just going to mention something kind of connected to. No, I said I'd wait and let you work on your comments. So, but at the same time, after or when Glenn gets back, you'd be able to focus on working on your comments then, because it would just be kind of music, probably instrumental classical music in the background. So it might be easier to kind of work on your thoughts and comment them. Or maybe you're able to do both. But I kind of want to get a bit more out of, a bit more said before he gets back. It's supposed to be quite windy, although it doesn't look all that windy. And it was sunnier out today than expected, so that was nice. But I'm looking at this one, for instance, and it is in, well, it's not super close, but not super far, but for us it kind of is. And there's one person I mostly wouldn't mind seeing there, and there's one or two are involved there that I wouldn't want to. So we get a second viewer. So it's kind of like, it says 2 new posts, it's kind of like, but I don't think I want to see them because, I was thinking about looking at this music group again and seeing if there's any song ideas in there. Birdman? That's an interesting last name. Okay, Rebecca, I know you're not shy, so. I was going to say I'm not using a phone, and I'm not, to record this, but I do have this one, so I can't completely say that, I guess. This is just the most interesting still. The most interesting still. The most interesting. Well, maybe not the most interesting, but a interesting still. And then there's some, but it might be because some people have been blocked. Because I'm actually top posting that one that says there's new stuff, and then I go to it and there's not. Sometimes I'm not even looking if it doesn't, unless it says that there's new stuff. I'm feeling really stiff to do any cooking. It's funny, I joked with someone earlier today that, forget the exact joke actually, but said something about how, said he loves to cook, and I said, you're hired, test you out in the kitchen. But then I also said something about, and I feel like it was afterwards, but I'm just remembering not well at the moment. I said something about, I guess we'll have to hire a butler. But we're not that hoity-toity. So is the person that's watching at the top right now Becca or somebody else? Do feel free to comment. I know we were talking about but most phones actually have pretty good cameras. We were talking about that briefly, but I don't think that unless you came and went or whatever, I don't think that you were here then. No, I'm just curious why you're asking. We got a second viewer, third viewer. Welcome. So yes, what do our viewers think of the title in this video? Pleasure, pain, temptation. Any of those you want to talk about? If you want to talk about the Temptations musical group and suggest some of their songs, you can do that too, I guess. But I guess I link the first and the second together. Whether they have any effect on the middle one, I'm curious your thoughts, but it looks like you all just left at the same time. That's weird. Unless it's some sort of tech issue or something. I also been meaning to go through these groups and see if there's any I could just leave so that I'm seeing less. But no, I mean, this one I don't understand why the title's all in caps, and it is one of the ones that I somewhat feel I should not be looking at right now. Again, it's nothing, honestly, really nothing like all that bad, but YouTube doesn't like karaoke as Facebook does. This one might be a lot, I'm not sure. That was what I'm avoiding. Last one hasn't had any activity for 5 months. Has it been that long since I've seen a recent post in it? This one's one of mine. If anybody goes by their actual name and it's unique, that's the only way that you look into this perhaps on here and puts a comment. I can add Jim into a health group I'm in. That's my hometown group. I went and saw a great different post on there, so I'm kind of avoiding it. That one's not been updated in 3 months. But I forget where I took them down here, but I forget where I put the bottle. Oh, here. So is it Becca that we have here, or somebody else that tuned in? Feel free to put your thoughts on the title. I'm just looking for something on this other device for a moment. Then we'll be playing some piano shortly. That one I have high hopes for this one group, and I guess we'll see. That is a play that I put on. Wasn't all it could have been, but it was. This one I once offered our services very simply, and they were like, whoa. That one I like. Again, that one's all cap and it's got a cuss word in it, but it's amusing and interesting. You can see what people know about it. I didn't think we got that much more snow. So what you doing? Maybe you just also letting me go a little bit longer. Well, why? Okay. Email her. She didn't even say just to send appointments, but that's probably what she meant. Unless that's how I want to do an appointment that particular day. But yeah, so like doesn't understand. I told her even that time, and I think she said it afterwards. But that that the database that they use for the groups, like I already told her, I don't go there in person, and that I have old devices. She's like, well, hopefully you can do it someday. Yeah, but till then, which possibly not, I'm just noticing. I don't know, I guess it was just shadow.
In the agricultural, industry.
Hi, Sunny, how are you? Do you have a good walk? That's good. That one hasn't been active for 2 months, but that one would kind of help in going to the other one. But get a lot of spam. Actually, that one, I don't remember myself, but it's not been posted to in 2 months, so it's not very active. That one's been 2 weeks, and I forget what the post. Oh, I almost remember. Right. This is quite interesting. Might just flash it. Oh wow. She hasn't commented back, but she liked my comment as far as doing one of either our dog or Glenn with the pamphlets or whatever. But look at this button art. The first one I seen of her was this one. I'm not sure who it's supposed to be, but sometimes just piles of interestingly colored buttons are kind of interesting. That one is an interesting one. This one's title does not say anything about it being local, but it does seem to be. And it, I don't know. Again, it says seems. It doesn't even say plus. It just says, I guess, because it's not 25 yet, but it says 20 new posts. But whenever it says quite a lot of posts, I go and it doesn't seem to be. Yeah, I didn't think we'd gotten that much more snow, and I guess he just wants to do. Well, I just came back from dog walking, and he's been having sciatica issues, but I've been having physical aches and stuff issues too, and whatever. This one's a neighborhood one. I do try and follow it quite often. That's another one of mine. Topic polyamory. This one's from my hometown, and it's vegan vegetarian, and I don't know. Some of them are just a little too forward with what they share. I don't really believe in genderless. It's always one or the other, a bit of both. I don't actually believe in this one. And in fact, it says that it was updated 2 years ago, but it recently added me in. That's an interesting picture at the top. I think it's a little too wild for me. But I'm going to keep it open. So, yeah. So, if there's any songs that you want to hear, Glenn doesn't only do classical, but that's one of the things he does. He'll be inside in a moment to do so. So feel free to put requests or leave. As you did. I'm not telling you to, you just did so. It's a private group though, so if I leave it, then I can't see that post again and can't go back to it. This one's kind of a sad one because it's actually connected to a local in-person group that has not had a facilitator for a while. Sometimes I wonder if I could do it, bit of trigger, and I can't get to the location, even though it's local, so. Yeah, I'm just doing this for some company. Just to get some thoughts off my chest and hear others. Like, and so far I've had somebody ask what kind of phone I have, which is really odd, and say hi twice. Although that, I think, just came through twice. I think they only meant to send it once. I plan to keep following that one. So I'm just looking at some online groups, trying to decide whether to stay in them or not, and open to discussion, and the viewer goes. That's just not necessarily local, but that might be fine, but I think I'd like it to be. I just keep bugging out. I keep thinking I'm seeing a 1 there, but it's a symbol, I think, blurring into a number. don't know if we're going to read that post. We have 2 people, but I kind of relate to the preview. So our dog's being a little bit hyper just suddenly. He's like, oh, there's 2 people. I want to be vocal. Glenn will be in soon to play some music on the piano, probably classical, maybe other if you have a request. But we can't roll for too much longer because after that we're having dinner. But yes, I'm curious what the one viewer that remains thinks of the title. Any parts of it you want to touch on, whatever first comes to mind, put it in the comments and I will address them. Shh. He just had his walk. I'll give him his dinner. Oh no, he's actually still got food from earlier. I'll get him some water while you're typing. Because hopefully you are. Let's make this engaging and enjoyable for both of us. I'm a little bit wondering about Glenn too, though, because like we didn't get that much new snow. Why is he not even wearing a coat? Craziness. Likes to feel very independent. Doesn't want to feel like disabled and unable to maintain the property. So sometimes I think looks for any excuse to do something like that. Even when I knew he had an appointment a while back. Again, this was another one. It's about art and it has 4 words in it, all completely capitalized. Why? That one should say opportunities, and I don't think it's local. There you are, shoveling all the invisible snow. Just kidding. This one capitalizes completely the first word, and then just the second word's first letter. The third word is a or a, and the fourth word first letter. So yes, the music will begin soon. But anything that you'd like to say on the title, I'm curious. Although now he's gonna be like, "What's this comment about?" So. Hi. Woohoo! My internet is picture. I know I'm gonna do with this one. I'm gonna look at the posts and tell them to come to free. If there's anything I want to see there. This stuff looks pretty good. So we got a viewer, the music's about to begin. Anything else you'd like to comment? Feel free. Music. The other person's gonna start the music. It's like, it doesn't look like it, but begin the music. Well, you never know. Ooh. Grand piano is about to start. After it turns out the foyer light. We have 2 viewers, so oh, he's lighting an incense. It's getting closer. Da 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 da.
And now I go to turn off the foyer light.
Followed by fire. And both the viewers left. They don't like the darkness. Mm-hmm. Rotate. Rotate. Take row. Okay. You got somebody waiting in the wings that just left. Yeah, I don't see no case there, so I have to go with what we found. I do see what looks like a handle or something here, though. Okay. Ironically, I think we're friends then. Oh, Sunny's so good. Here's Sunny. Here is Johnny. And Glenn was tickling me. And I gotta do some other stuff soon, but other stuff. Thing is, this has to, because it's a bigger device, it has to sit right in front, and for me, I just do the chords, and I can make it work, but he plays longer sheets of music, so. What a good boy, isn't it? Oh, Sunny's sitting upright, but good on the couch. Yep, yeah. That's not really a good setup over there to Oh, listen to that. You can see how the setup doesn't really have too much to this. Now you know how you feel. Only there for a few seconds.